Okay. Chalo, good evening once again. And now we'll just let us see the remaining MCQs in this chapter. Okay. So I hope you have seen the some MCQs from level 1 actually. Let us see some MCQs from level 2 here. Okay. Okay. अच्छा, ये 13 वाला आ सकता है आपको, चेक करो ठीक से. It's easy but just twisted actually. थोड़ा ट्विस्ट करके वो पूछा हुआ है. See, a proton is fired in a uniform magnetic field with a velocity that is given by v bar is equal to ai bar plus bj bar, right? And the magnetic field is given by this b bar, which is ci bar plus dj bar. The condition that the proton may not experience the force is, okay, तो देखो यहाँ पे velocity is given to be ai bar plus bj bar, okay, and magnetic induction b bar is going to be this ci bar plus dj bar, okay. तो इसको हम दो तरह से कर सकते हैं. एक तो ये कि अभी अगर उसको फोर्स एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करना है, मतलब चार्ज जो है वो अगर फ्लो होता मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन के अंदर जा रहा है फिर भी अगर उसको फोर्स एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करना है, तो उसके लिए वेलोसिटी को मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन के साथ पैरेलल हो रहना पड़ेगा. अगर वेलोसिटी मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन के साथ पैरेलल में है तो उस केस में ऐसा हो सकता है कि दिस विल नॉट एक्सपीरियंस एनी फोर्स, बिकॉज फोर्स acting on this charge when it enters into the magnetic field is actually given by the formula q times v bar cross b bar, and cross product is zero only when the two vectors are just parallel to each other, right? So the condition will be obtained from this only, and the two vectors are just parallel only when their coefficients are in the proportion. That means we have to say that the coefficients of v bar means coefficient of I bar and J bar in V bar, that is A and C, sorry, A and B, must be in proportion to the coefficients of I bar and J bar there in B bar, that is C and D here. तो ये A upon C is equal to B upon D ये रहना जरूरी है. तो इससे हमको मिल जाता है AD is equal to BC, which is actually there in this option 2 here. Okay, बाकी सारे ऑप्शंस अलग अलग है, देखो ठीक से. Only this AD equal to BC will satisfy this condition. And even we can just try to find out the cross product of this V bar and B bar. तो V bar cross B bar हम यहाँ पे ढूंढ के निकालेंगे. तो as usual I bar, J bar, K bar will be put in the first row, and the second row will just contain the coefficients of I bar and J bar and K bar in V bar, that is A, B and 0. As there is no K bar here, we can write it as 0 K bar, and here also we can just write it as 0 K bar here. So the coefficients of I bar, J bar and K bar in B bar happens to be C, D and 0 once again. So if this vector has to become 0, तो ये जो वेक्टर प्रोडक्ट है वो 0 कब बनेगा, क्योंकि देखो यहाँ पे I bar के साथ क्या रहने वाला है, इन दोनों का क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट, जो कि ऑलरेडी 0 माइनस 0 मतलब 0 ही बन रहा है, माइनस जे बार के साथ क्या जाने वाला है, ये 0 माइनस 0 मतलब 0 ही बनने वाला है, नो डाउट। लेकिन के बार के साथ क्या जाएगा, देखो ठीक से, तो के बार के साथ जाएगा इन दोनों का क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट माइनस इन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट, जो कि ए डी माइनस बी सी रहने वाला है। और ये अगर इसको हम लिखते हैं सपोज यहाँ पे, तो 0 आई बार माइनस 0 बार प्लस ए डी माइनस बी सी इंटू के बार, इतना ही बच रहा है। बट इफ वी वांट दिस बी बार क्रॉस बी बार to become 0, मतलब O bar, then it is possible only when this AD minus BC becomes equal to 0, which is possible when AD becomes equal to BC. And that is the answer, which is there in option 2 here, no doubt. Yes, so we can just solve it in this way. Yes, let's consider this 14th one here. ये question 14th वाला देखो ठीक से। Okay, to measure the field B between the poles of an electromagnet, a small test loop of area 1 centimeter square and resistance 10 centimeter 10 ohm and 20 turns is pulled out of it. Okay, मतलब ये मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन है यहाँ पे, और ये मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन का स्ट्रेंथ मेजर करने के लिए क्या किया, एक सिंपल सा एक लूप जो है, तो वो यहाँ पे हमने रख दिया, ठीक है, और उसका सब एरिया पता है, रेजिस्टेंस भी पता है, और 20 टर्न्स नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स भी पता है उसके, and it is pulled out. That means this loop is just taken away from the magnetic field. So as soon as it is taken away from the magnetic field, as we have just seen last time, that the flux passing through it will become 0. Okay, so flux change in flux will actually be equal to the flux passing through it initially itself. So इसलिए यहाँ पे d phi जो है, d phi, that will be actually phi 2 minus phi 1. But as we know that this phi 2 is going to be 0 because it is pulled out, and phi 1 is going to be NBA cos theta. So where n is the number of turns, b is magnetic induction, a is the area, and theta is already going to be 0 because it is already kept perpendicular. Okay, तो वो already perpendicular ही रखा हुआ है, वैसा दिया नहीं है, लेकिन just हम we can just assume, otherwise the flux will already be 0, so change will also be 0, so it is meaningless. So therefore we can just say that this d phi is actually going to be minus of NBA here, and dt जो है time, तो वो तो हमको दिया नहीं है, बट we are given with that charge, total charge of 2 microcoulomb is found to pass through the loop. तो जैसे हम इसको बाहर लेते हैं, तो ये 2 माइक्रोकूलम इतना चार्ज उसमें से पास होता हुआ दिखाई देता है. We can just denote it by dq here. So dq happens to be 2 microcoulomb. And now we can just equate this, we relate this charge and phi d phi using the Faraday's law. We know that Faraday's law tells us simply that E is equal to minus of d phi by dt, so that this E actually becomes, E तो हमको पता नहीं है, but we can just replace it by I into R by using Ohm's law, and just have this as minus d phi by dt as it is. And now we can just take this dt in that side and R in the denominator here, so that we can get this I into dt into is equal to minus of d phi upon R, correct है? So that we can just get this I into dt to become charge, that is dq, charge that flows through the loop, and here it is minus d phi. अभी d phi का वैल्यू ऑलरेडी हमारे पास ऑलरेडी है, जिसको हम यहाँ पे रिप्लेस कर देंगे, तो हमको मिलेगा माइनस ऑफ एन बी ए, and that is to be divided by R as it is. So that is minus minus gets cancelled, and we'll be left with simply dq is equal to NBA upon R. Okay, so जिससे हम B rearrange करके निकाल सकते हैं आराम से. It will actually be R into dq upon, here it is going to be NA. Okay, so this is actually going to be the final formula which we have to use here so as to get the magnetic field which is to be found out. So here R is going to be 10 ohm as it is given. Charge is 2 microcoulomb, which is 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by number of turns, which is going to be 20 here, and area is going to be 1 centimeter square, which happens to be actually 10 raised to minus 4 meters square. So if we just simplify this further, 0 0 gets cancelled, 2 2 also gets cancelled, and 10 raised to minus 4 goes up, becomes 10 raised to plus 4, and plus 4 minus 6 becomes 10 raised to minus 2. So it becomes 10 raised to minus 2 Tesla. or Weber per meter square. That is going to be actually the magnetic induction. That means it is going to be the second option correct here. Okay. Yes. Let us see the next one. Okay. See this 15th one also. Question number 15. Or let us take this 16th also. So the same type. Okay. So just read the question carefully. See here. A solenoid connected to a battery of 12 volt and negligible internal resistance. The current in the solenoid grows up to 63% of its final steady state in 0.3 seconds. If the final steady state current is given to be 0.6 ampere, then what is the inductance of the solenoid? Okay. So ये जो 63% तक करंट को राइज करने के लिए लगने वाला जो टाइम है, इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? RL टाइम कांस्टेंट बोलते हैं, राइट? So RL time constant, capital T, is given by the formula L upon R, as we have just seen it in the last lecture. So time constant here is given to be 0.3 seconds, and inductance is to be found out, but resistance is not given here. So we can just use the another formula. I naught is given instead of that, right? I naught, जो final steady state current जो है, वो यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. So we already know that this steady state current I naught happens to be actually the EMF of the battery upon the resistance here. So if we just put the values here, then we can just get this 0.6, that is I naught, which is going to be E naught, that is 12 volt given here, and that is to be divided by the resistance, which can be found out easily. So यहाँ से हमको resistance का value मिलता है 12 upon 0.6, जो कि actually 120 upon 6 इसको लिख सकते हैं आराम से, जो actually बनता है 20, right? So 20 ohm is going to be the resistance. If we just put it here, then we can just be able to find out L here. So 0.3 multiplied by 20, and that is going to be L. So L actually happens to be 6 Henry as a final, which is going to be option 2 here. Okay. Let us see the next one. The time constant of an inductor is tau1 when pure resistance R is connected in series with it. The time constant is found to decrease up to tau2. Okay. The internal resistance of that inductor is okay. चलो देखो यहाँ पे समझना है हमको ठीक से. The two conditions are discussed about here. The first condition is that in which the battery of EMF E naught, suppose, is connected with the inductor. Okay. But in the second condition, the same EMF is actually just connected with the series combination of an inductor and a resistor. Okay. So suppose that the battery EMF is E naught here also, and in this case also, no doubt. And suppose the inductor is L here. But अभी देखो यहाँ पे क्या है ना कि time constant of an inductor is tau1 when, okay, tau1, okay, मतलब अभी देखो इस इंडक्टर का जो टाइम कांस्टेंट है वो tau1 दिया हुआ है. अभी नॉर्मली वैसे अगर देखा जाए तो इंडक्टर का जो टाइम कांस्टेंट है, प्योर इंडक्टर का जो टाइम कांस्टेंट है, वो तो इनफाइनाइट होता है, क्योंकि प्योर इंडक्टर अगर है तो वो तो कभी भी करंट को फ्लो होने नहीं देगा. उसके साथ कुछ ना कुछ रेजिस्टेंस होना जरूरी है, तब जाके हमको टाइम कांस्टेंट मिलता है. ठीक है. तो टाइम कांस्टेंट कुछ फाइनाइट मिलने के लिए ये जरूरी है कि यहाँ पे कोई ना कोई रेजिस्टेंस यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी है हो, क्योंकि प्योर इंडक्टर हमको कभी मिलता ही नहीं है. कोई भी इंडक्टर अगर है या कोई कॉइल जो होता है, उसको खुद का रेजिस्टेंस तो होता ही है ऑलरेडी. इसलिए वो जो रेजिस्टेंस है वो यहाँ पे भले मेंशन किया नहीं है, लेकिन उसको हम आर नॉट बोल सकते हैं, जो कि ऑलरेडी इनबिल्ट रेजिस्टेंस है उस कॉइल का खुद का. ठीक है. तो उस समय का जो टाइम कांस्टेंट है तो वो tau1 दिया हुआ है. ठीक है. लेकिन अभी यहाँ पे इस इंडक्टर के साथ उसका खुद का रेजिस्टेंस तो रहेगा ही रहेगा, नो डाउट, लेकिन जब उसके साथ एक दूसरा रेजिस्टेंस भी कनेक्ट किया जाता है आर इतना, तो वो रेजिस्टेंस इस आर नॉट के साथ सीरीज में लग जाएगा, और उसकी वजह से उस पूरे सर्किट के अंदर का जो टोटल रेजिस्टेंस है वो आर नॉट प्लस आर हो जाएगा, और उसके साथ टाइम कांस्टेंट जो है वो tau2 के बराबर दिया हुआ है. तो यहाँ पे हमको टाइम कांस्टेंट का जो फॉर्मूला है वो यूज करना है 2 बार. ये टाइम कांस्टेंट का फॉर्मूला हमारे पास है. इफ यू जस्ट यूज इट हियर इन द फर्स्ट case here, then we can just equate that this tau1 is actually going to be equal to L divided by R naught, because there was no other resistance except resistance of that inductor itself, that is R naught. So this is the equation number 1 we have constructed from using the first condition here. And if we just read the second condition, then we can just have that this tau 2 is actually going to be the same inductance to be divided by the total resistance in the circuit, that is R naught plus R here in this case, right? So this can be given to be equation number 2 here. And if we just want to find out the internal resistance of that inductor, which is R naught here, so we'll have to solve these equations for R naught. तो ये R naught के लिए हमको ये इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन यहाँ पे देखो L किधर भी नहीं है, देखो ठीक से ये सभी ऑप्शंस में अगर देखते हो ठीक से तो L किधर भी नहीं है, तो इसका मतलब सीधा मतलब ये होगा कि L का वैल्यू हमको इधर से निकालना है और इधर से भी निकालना है, और सिंपली इनको इक्वेट करना है, बस खत्म। तो या सिंपली वी कैन जस्ट टेक रेशियो ऑल्सो, उससे भी वही मिलेगा हमको। तो देखो अगर यहाँ पे हमने दोनों आर एल का वैल्यू जो इक्वेट किया तो उसमें से हमको मिल जाएगा आर नॉट इंटू टॉ 1 विच इज एक्चुअली गोइंग टू बी आर नॉट प्लस आर इंटू टॉ 2, करेक्ट है। सो दैट इफ वी जस्ट सिंप्लीफाई दिस फर्दर देन वी कैन गेट दिस आर नॉट इंटू टॉ 1 is going to be equal to r naught into tau 2 plus simply r into tau 2 actually. So in order to find out this r naught here, we can just bring all the terms containing r naught in this side, so that we get this r naught into tau 1 minus r naught into tau 2, which is actually going to be r into tau 2, so that we can just take this r naught common from this LHS, so as to get tau 1 minus tau 2 left inside in the bracket, and which is equal to r into tau 2 as it is in the RHS. And then we will be able to find out this r naught to be simply equal to tau, r naught, sorry, r upon tau 1 minus tau 2 into tau 2 here. Okay, so that means it will be actually r tau 2 upon tau 1 minus tau 2, which is going to be there in the option number 1 here, which should be the correct option here. Okay, yes, if you have any doubt we can just put it in the chat box. Okay, 17 तो orally कर सकते हैं। देखो, in a transformer in which the losses may be neglected, means it is an ideal transformer. Okay, whenever it is said that the losses can be neglected, that means it's going to be a ideal one. Okay, the ratio of primary voltage to secondary voltage is 4:1. The ratio of primary to secondary turns and primary of current to secondary current are respectively. Okay, इस बिल्कुल सीधा simple question है. We already know that in case of a transformer, the ratio of primary to secondary voltage, okay, E1 yeah EP upon ES actually happens to be same as NP upon NS, which happens to be actually reverse of IS to IP. Okay, करंट का रेशियो उल्टा होता है और नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स का रेशियो सेम ही होता है। तो अभी देखो यहाँ पे अगर यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है कि प्राइमरी टू सेकेंडरी वोल्टेज का रेशियो 4:1 है, तो फिर प्राइमरी टू सेकेंडरी टर्न्स का रेशियो अगेन 4:1 ही होगा, नो डाउट 4:1। ओके, बट करंट का जो रेशियो है वो उल्टा होगा, दैट मीन्स इट विल बी 1:4, नो डाउट। सो 4:1 and 1:4 will be the answer, so which is there already in the option number 1 here. Okay, similarly we can just do this 18th also orally. Transformer has 200 turns in primary and 400 turns in secondary. That means the turns are doubled, so voltage will also be doubled. When a battery of 6 volt and negligible internal resistance is connected to the primary current of 2 ampere here. Okay, तो अब देखो यहाँ पे primary current is 2 ampere and battery of 6 volt is connected to primary. Yes, the secondary voltage and current are going to be 0:0. Just focus here that when a battery, अभी देखो यहाँ पे बैटरी का मतलब क्या होता है, इट इज अ डीसी करंट, राइट। जबकि हमको पता है ऑलरेडी कि ट्रांसफार्मर जो होता है तो उसके प्राइमरी कॉइल में हम हमेशा एसी करंट लगाते हैं, तब जाके वो काम करता है, और म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस पे वो काम करता है, राइट। अभी म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस सिर्फ तब पैदा होता है जब हम एसी यूज करेंगे यहाँ पे ना, अगर एसी, अगर यहाँ पे देंगे एसी 6 वोल्ट अगर बोला रहता तो फिर हम यहाँ पे नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स वगैरह सब यूज करते थे और वोल्टेज डबल होता था, 12 वोल्ट बोल सकते थे। लेकिन अभी यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं कर सकते, डीसी डीसी काम ही नहीं करेगा यहाँ पे, क्योंकि म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन यहाँ पे पैदा ही नहीं होगा। तो इसलिए अगर ये कांस्टेंट वोल्टेज अगर हम यहाँ पे यूज करते हैं तो ये कांस्टेंट वोल्टेज म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन पैदा ही नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि वो कांस्टेंट है, चेंज नहीं हो रहा है। और इसी वजह से यहाँ पे वोल्टेज भी जीरो रहेगा सेकेंडरी कॉइल में, और करंट भी जीरो रहेगा। ना वोल्टेज पैदा होगा, ना इंड्यूस्ड करंट पैदा होगा सेकेंडरी कॉइल के अंदर, क्योंकि मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज, इट इज गोइंग टू बी कांस्टेंट। देयरफॉर both of them will remain 0 0, so fourth option will be actually be the correct one here. तो ये क्वेश्चन देखो, जैसे वैसे तो सिंपल था, बट इट वाज conceptual, so you have to remember whether it's connected with DC or AC. Yes, okay, now yes, let us consider this question 24 here. Okay, question number 24. Just read it carefully. A current of 2 ampere is increasing at the rate of 4 ampere per second through a coil of inductance 2 Henry. Then the energy stored in the inductor per unit time is, okay. So see here, the current of 2 ampere, matlab current is given to be 2 ampere, and rate of change of current is also given. We can call it as di by dt, remember, which is actually going to be 4 ampere per second. Okay, and coil of inductance 2 Henry, matlab L is also given here, 2 Henry, and the energy stored in the inductor per unit time. Okay, so energy stored in the inductor is given by the formula half of L into I square. If you remember, this is the formula for finding the energy stored in the inductor when a constant current I just continues to flow through it. Okay, but if suppose यहाँ पे current change हो रहा है तो उसमें energy भी जरूर change हो रहा होगा, and if we just want to find out the energy stored per unit time, that means we want to find out the rate of energy per unit time with respect to time. That means we want to find out du by dt here in this case, correct है, du by dt. So उसके लिए हमको इस equation को differentiate करना पड़ेगा. So if we just differentiate it with respect to time, then here half L I square is to be differentiated. So here half and L are just constants. We can just take it out and just differentiate this I square only with respect to time here. So as we know that the x square का डेरिवेटिव क्या होता है, 2x होता है, तो इसलिए यहाँ पे भी I square का डेरिवेटिव आ जाएगा 2i, but again we will have to multiply it by di by dt because we are differentiating with respect to t and there is a variable I here. So therefore we will have to differentiate it in this way. Okay, तो यहाँ पे di by dt आ गया. अभी नेक्स्ट स्टेप में देखो क्या होगा, तो ये 2 जो है वो तो कैंसिल हो जाएगा नो डाउट, और हमको मिलेगा L I into di by dt. That is simple. So if you just put all the values here in this case, then we will be able to get this du by dt, which is to be found out. That is the rate at which the energy is stored. Okay, so L is going to be 2 here. I is already given to be 2 ampere and di by dt is just 4 ampere per second here. So if we just multiply this together, we can get this 16 watt as the final one here. That is option number 3, which is going to be correct one here. Okay, let us see the next question. Yes, okay. Let us see some MCQs from level 3 now. Okay, let us just focus on this question number 2 here. Yes, read it carefully. A particle of mass m and charge e is moving with the constant velocity v along x-axis. Okay, as shown in this figure. Okay, between x equal to 0 and x equal to a, there is a region of uniform magnetic field. So just imagine the uniform magnetic field between the x equal to 0 and x equal to a, as it is shown in the dotted line here. Okay, so there is a magnetic field in the into the plane of the diagram. Okay, so that is the magnetic field is directed in the inwards. Okay, तो अंदर की तरफ ये directed है. Yes, what is the maximum possible velocity v can take so that the particle doesn't emerge from other side of the field? Yes, that means, see here. Okay, तो देखो यहाँ पे क्या है कि अगर हम ये जो डायग्राम है वो थोड़ा सा अगर बड़ा करके लेंगे, yes, okay, so suppose the particle just enters in this region here from this left side. तो अगर वो यहाँ पे इस तरह से एंटर कर रहा है तो it will just continue to move in a straight line up to this point here. But as soon as it enters into the magnetic field, what will happen is it will just be exerted upon by force, magnetic force, which is actually given by the formula F bar is equal to Q times of B bar cross B bar. करेक्ट है? तो ये फॉर्मूला से ये फोर्स दिया निकाला जाएगा. ओके, तो अभी V बार क्रॉस B बार का मतलब क्या है? अभी यहाँ पे चार्ज नेगेटिव है ऐसा तो कुछ दिया नहीं है, भले ठीक है चलो नेगेटिव हो या पॉजिटिव हो, वो या तो इस तरफ टर्न करेगा या तो इस तरफ टर्न करेगा, उतना ही फर्क पड़ेगा. बाकी रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर तो उसके मैग्नीट्यूड पे, चार्ज के मैग्नीट्यूड पे डिपेंड करेगा. और अगर हम ये मान लेते हैं कि वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज है तो उस केस में अगर हम राइट हैंड रूल यूज करते हैं तो उसका वेलोसिटी इस डायरेक्शन में है और मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन इनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में है. सो इफ वी जस्ट टर्न आवर फिंगर्स ऑफ राइट हैंड फ्रॉम V bar to B bar, then we can get a direction of upward direction here. And because of this, the instant it will enter, it will just get will be exerted by a force in this direction here, because of which it will just go on turning like this. And as it turns, the force also just changes its own direction, and it acts as a centripetal force, which is necessary for the circular motion of this charged particle inside the magnetic induction here. And we want this, that here the particle will just go on turning and just bend here and just becomes tangential to this path at this point here. That means it will just complete the circle in this way. तो ये अगर हमारा एक्सपेक्टेशन है तो ये कभी हो सकता है? देखो ठीक से, अगर if you just expect that the particle will just go on turning and just does not emerge from this point here, ये साइड से वो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए, तो उसके लिए ये जरूरी है कि यहाँ पे सेंटर होना चाहिए. करेक्ट है? सर्कल का. और इस सेंटर का, इस सर्कल का जो रेडियस है, तो वो रेडियस कितना होना चाहिए? देखो ठीक से, ये और ये दोनों रेडियस बन जाएंगे. तो इसका मतलब इस सर्कल का जो रेडियस है वो कितना होना चाहिए? एक्चुअली इट शुड बी a, just because this is x equal to 0 and this is x equal to a, so the distance between these two must be actually a here, and that is going to be the radius of circle. But already we have just seen the formula for the radius of curvature of circular orbit of the particle whenever it enters into the magnetic field at right angles to it. So which is given by the formula R is equal to, you should remember, mv upon mv upon qb. करेक्ट है? एंड अगर ये फॉर्मूला भी तुमको लर्न नहीं है या याद नहीं है तो यू कैन जस्ट इक्वेट द सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स, that is mv square upon r, with the magnetic force, that is qvb here, so that vb gets cancelled and we'll be left with mv upon r is equal to qb, जिसका ही रीअरेंजमेंट ये है, ठीक है। तो R इज इक्वल टू एम वी अपॉन क्यू बी हमको मिल गया। ये फॉर्मूला अगर यूज करना है हमको, तो इसमें हमको निकालना क्या है एक्चुअली, हाँ, व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ v एक्चुअली, तो वेलोसिटी हमको निकालना है। तो वेलोसिटी कैन बी फाउंड आउट टू बी सिंपली इक्वल टू v is equal to q b r upon m, but as we already know that this radius of curvature has to be exactly equal to this a, that is the distance here. So if we just put it here, then we can just get this charge replaced by e, magnetic induction replaced by b, and radius replaced by a, and mass kept as it is m. So e b a upon m, which is already going to be there here in the option, matlab b e a upon m. So 3 option will be the correct one. Okay, option number 3 will be the correct here in this case. Okay, समझा ठीक से? Yes, let's see the next one. So can you consider this question number 5 here? Check. It's just based on the same formula for the जो हमने ऑलरेडी देखा था। ओके, ये वाला जो हमने टॉर्क सॉरी टाइम कांस्टेंट का जो फॉर्मूला देखा था ना, उसके ऊपर ही वो बेस्ड है। देखो, अ कंडेंसर इन सीरीज, so it's about condenser, that means it is not from this chapter actually, it is from the chapter electrostatics here. Okay, चलो ठीक है, फिर भी करेंगे। कंडेंसर इन सीरीज विद द रेजिस्टेंस कनेक्टेड थ्रू अ स्विच to the battery of negligible internal resistance and having an EMF 12 volt. 1 second after closing the switch, the condenser is found to have a potential difference of 6 volt. Okay, so that means see here, this is suppose a battery and this is a condenser and there is a resistance. Okay, R, we don't know how much it is, we don't know the condenser capacitor कितना है वो भी पता नहीं, बट सिर्फ EMF का जो बैटरी है उसका वोल्टेज पता है हमको 12 वोल्ट। ओके, और आफ्टर 1 सेकेंड, ओके, मतलब ये जो 1 सेकेंड के बाद उसके अंदर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस कितना बन रहा है, 6 वोल्ट के बराबर बन रहा है। तो यहाँ पे VC इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू 6 वोल्ट आफ्टर 1 सेकेंड। ओके, मतलब आफ्टर t इक्वल टू 1। ओके, सो टाइम कांस्टेंट वी वांट टू फाइंड इट आउट। ओके, सो टाइम कांस्टेंट का वैल्यू क्या है यहाँ पे, टाइम कांस्टेंट इज इक्वल टू R इंटू सी, बट हमको ना R पता है ना C पता है, but still we want to find out the time constant. So how can we get it? See, सबसे पहले तो हमको ये सोचना होगा कि ये जो बैटरी का जो वोल्टेज है वो 12 वोल्ट है, और ये जो है VC जो है वो एक्चुअली 6 वोल्ट है एक पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट पे, मतलब टाइम t इक्वल टू 1 पे। तो इसका मतलब ये t इक्वल टू 1 सेकेंड जो है वो तो हाफ लाइफ पीरियड हो गया उसका, ठीक है नहीं, एक तरह से उसका हम बोल सकते हैं हाफ लाइफ पीरियड। तो अगर हम ये बात यूज करते हैं, क्योंकि उसका जो इक्वेशन है पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस का, VC का जो इक्वेशन होता है, तो वो हमको मिलता है V0 इंटू 1 माइनस ई रेस टू माइनस टी बाई RC, ये इक्वेशन होता है। ओके, तो अभी अगर VC का वैल्यू दिया हुआ है 6 और V0 का वैल्यू दिया हुआ है 12, उससे हमको मिल जाएगा 1 माइनस ई रेस टू माइनस, अच्छा t इज गोइंग टू बी 1 ना, यहाँ पे हम 1 डाल देंगे यहाँ पे, तो 1/RC वो हमको मिल जाएगा, करेक्ट है। Okay, so if we just take this in the denominator here, then it will be actually 6/12, which is going to be 1 minus e raised to minus 1/RC. Okay, and then we can just shuffle the terms and get this e raised to minus 1/RC to be simply equal to 1 minus this 6/12, which is actually going to be 1/2 here. Okay, so here it will be 1/2. And if we just simplify this further, e raised to minus 1/RC actually comes out to be 1 minus 1/2, matlab simply 1/2 ho gaya wo, correct? And then we can be able to solve this for simplify this further. So if we just take the log on both sides, then we can be able to get this log of e raised to minus 1/RC is going to be equal to log of 1/2 here. Okay, so that we can just see that this it will be minus 1 upon RC into log of e to the base e here, which will be 1 actually the next step, and it will be actually equal to यहाँ पे 1/2 को हम क्या लिख सकते हैं, 2 raised to minus 1 लिख सकते हैं, और log of 2 raised to minus 1 will actually become minus 1 into log of 2, करेक्ट है। तो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा वो, तो उसको हम लिख सकते हैं -1 into log of 2, but that is going to be to the base e here. Okay, so log of e to the base e becomes 1, and hence here it becomes -1 upon RC into 1. That means -1 upon RC only, which is actually going to be minus of log of 2 to the base e. And then we can just cancel out this minus sign and be left with this 1 upon RC to be simply equal to log of e to the base log of 2 to the base e. But as we know that this log of e can be converted into log to the base 10 by just multiplying by 2.303 here, or just we want it in terms of that only. तो यहाँ पे अगर RC और log 2 को अगर shuffle करेंगे, simply shuffle करेंगे, तो हमको आंसर मिल जाएगा। देखो ठीक से यहाँ पे, so you can just say that this RC becomes actually equal to 1 upon log of 2 to the base e, and RC मतलब ही टाइम कांस्टेंट है, करेक्ट है, वही तो हमको निकालना है। तो इट कम्स आउट टू बी 1 upon log of 2 to the base e, which is going to be this option 2 here. Yes, और अगर ऐसा भी ऑप्शन अगर होता कि log of e to the base 2, वो भी करेक्ट होता था, लेकिन ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन हमको नहीं दिख रहा है, ठीक है। तो इसलिए यहाँ पे वो जो है log of e to the base, sorry, 1 upon log of 2 to the base e will actually be the correct option here. Yes, let us see the next question. Okay, we can just do this sixth question orally कर सकते हो। देखो कैसे, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कैपेसिटर जो है वो तो 4C/3 दिया हुआ है, और रेजिस्टेंस कितना आएगा निकाल सकते हो। इफेक्टिव रेजिस्टेंस निकालना तो कौन सी बड़ी बात है, वो हमको ऑलरेडी पता है कैसे निकालना होता है। तो इफ यू जस्ट ट्राई दिस, सी हियर, तो यहाँ पे जैसा कि ये जो पूरा है R और R, इन दोनों का इफेक्टिव रेजिस्टेंस कितना बन जाएगा, we can just say that it will be R/2 here, correct है, and this resistance R is going to be in series with it, and therefore the total resistance in the circuit will be actually R/2 plus R, which actually happens to be 3R/2, correct है। तो ये हो गया total resistance in the circuit. Okay, and what is the total capacitance in the circuit? It is 4C/3. And what is the time constant here? So we know that already the time constant is actually equal to the resistance multiplied by capacitance, right? So if we just multiply these together, resistance is going to be 3/2R, and capacitance will be actually 4C/3 here, right? So 3 gets cancelled, and 2 gets cancelled, and we'll be left with simply 2RC as a final. Okay, 2RC, which is going to be the correct option here in this case. Okay, so it is going to be that simple. Let's consider this question 7 also. Yes, an inductor L and resistance R are connected in series to the battery of voltage V and negligible internal resistance through a switch. the switch is closed at time t equal to 0. The charge that passes through the battery in one time constant is okay. चलो ये थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है या थोड़ा सा सोचने जैसा है. देखो ठीक से कैसे, क्योंकि टाइम t इक्वल टू 0 पे हमने स्विच क्लोज किया. ओके, और ये सपोज बैटरी है और ये इंडक्टर है और ये रजिस्टर है. ओके, तो टाइम कांस्टेंट जो है वो हमको पता है ऑलरेडी, t इज गिवन बाय एक्चुअली l अपॉन r इन दिस केस, राइट. ये होता है टाइम कांस्टेंट. And in this case, the current flowing through the circuit is given by the formula I naught, that is the maximum current or steady state current we can say, into 1 minus e raised to minus RT upon L. Correct? Hai? Yes, so this is actually the formula. Okay, but in this case, we want to find out the total charge that passes through the battery in one time constant. Okay, अभी चार्ज का और करंट का क्या रिलेशनशिप है ये हमको पता है ऑलरेडी. करंट इज सपोज टू बी द रेट ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ चार्ज, राइट. So this dq by dt stands for current I. So in a fraction of time interval, small time interval dt, we can say that the charge flowing in the circuit is going to be actually I into dt. But as we can see from this equation number 1 here, that I is going to be a variable, and since current is variable, तो ये छोटे इंटरवल के अंदर का करंट चार्ज तो हमको मिल जाएगा आराम से, लेकिन करंट वेरिएबल होने की वजह से वहां पे टोटल चार्ज निकालने के लिए हमको इस इक्वेशन को इंटीग्रेट ही करना होगा. ठीक है, क्योंकि हमको यहाँ पे वेरिएबल करंट की वजह से चार्ज निकालना है. तो जब भी हमको चार्ज करंट वेरिएबल होता है और उससे चार्ज निकालना होता है तो हमको इंटीग्रेशन करना पड़ता है. तो लेट अस इंटीग्रेट बोथ साइड्स एंड गेट दिस इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ dq which will become q here, and that is going to be actually equal to integration of I into dt, and that is also from 0 to capital T here, where capital T is actually going to be this L upon R, no doubt. So if we just try to find it out, then dq integration of dq comes out to be q, which is to be found out, and here it will be the integration of I dt. So let us try to find it out. Integration of I dt, where I is going to be actually I naught into bracket 1 minus e raised to minus RT by L, and that is into dt here. Okay, so and that is from 0 to t, don't forget that. Okay, so here q can be actually written to be equal to I naught is going to be a constant, and that can be taken out, and here वन का जो इंटीग्रेशन है वो क्या बनता है, सिंपली t बनता है. करेक्ट है. So you can just write it as t minus, what is the integration of this e raised to minus RT by L here. We know that e raised to x का इंटीग्रेशन क्या होता है, e raised to x ही होता है. But if we just try it out, the integration of k into t here, then it actually comes out to be e raised to kt, and that is to be divided by k. That is the coefficient of t here. Okay, so this is the formula for integration. Okay, so if we just use it here, then we can just be able to get that e raised to minus RT by L का integration बनेगा simply e raised to minus RT by L only, but it should be divided by the coefficient of t here, which is going to be minus of R by L actually. Correct है? And then we can be able to simplify this further. So इसको अगर हम आगे solve करेंगे तो देखो क्या होगा. Yes, so in the next step it will be actually q is equal to, and this is also from 0 to t, ये भूलो मत, लास्ट में हमको ये 0 और t डालना है. ओके, तो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा I naught which is just kept as it is into ब्रैकेट में t माइनस, ये जो माइनस ऑफ माइनस जो है वो प्लस हो जाएगा, और ये नीचे जो r by L है वो ऊपर जाके L by R बन जाएगा. So this is actually going to be L by R, and e raised to minus R t upon L is kept as it is. Okay, and this is also from 0 to capital T here. Okay, now let us put this t here first and then 0 here. So I naught is still common outside, and inside the bracket we can have these two terms, in which the first term will be obtained by putting capital T here instead of this small t and small t here, and the second bracket can be obtained by putting 0 in place of small t and small t here. Okay, so let us do that. In the first bracket it will be capital T plus L by R into e raised to minus R into capital T upon L. Okay, and minus the second thing 0 डालना है हमको यहाँ पे, तो यहाँ पे बन जाएगा 0 plus L by R into e raised to simply 0, that is going to be 1. Okay, so these two brackets has to be solved. So here I naught kept as it is into, अब यहाँ पे ब्रैकेट में देखो क्या होगा, तो कैपिटल T, अभी कैपिटल T का मतलब क्या है याद रखो से, कैपिटल T is actually going to be L by R. Okay, so you can just put it here and get this L by R as it is, plus here it is L by R into e raised to, अब यहाँ पे अगर L by R डाल देंगे तो ये पूरा 1 बन जाएगा, करेक्ट है, तो इसलिए उसको हम लिख सकते हैं e raised to minus 1. Okay, yes, T and L by R by L and L by R will just get cancelled and it will be e raised to minus 1 simply. Okay, and here it will be minus 0, तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन ये L by R जो है वो वैसे ही रहेगा यहाँ पे, ये L by R as it is. Okay, and then we can understand that this L by R and minus L by R will just get cancelled, and what will be left with is simply I naught into bracket यहाँ पे L upon ये जो e raised to minus 1 है उसको हम 1 upon e लिख सकते हैं, तो इसलिए वो L upon e R आ जाएगा, जिसमें अभी फिर से हमको यहाँ पे I naught के लिए यूज करना होगा एक सब्स्टिट्यूशन, जो कि हमको पता है स्टेडी स्टेट करंट एक्चुअली हैपेंस टू बी द इनिशियल वोल्टेज और वोल्टेज ऑफ द बैटरी अपॉन द रेजिस्टेंस. सो I naught के बदले हमको V by R यूज करना होगा. If you just put the value of I naught here to be simply V by R, then we can be able to get this equation modified as V by R into, here it is L upon E R, so that it can be written as VL upon E R square. Okay, VL upon E R square, yes, which is going to be there in this option 3, which has to be the correct one. Okay, let us see the next. Okay, so we can just stop this lecture here. Remaining MCQs we'll just do it in next lecture. ये कुछ प्रीवियस ईयर के भी क्वेश्चंस है, वो भी हम कर देंगे नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में, ठीक है. ओके, सो लेट अस स्टॉप हियर. थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू. बाय बाय.